Welcome to the Clean Truth, where we like to call bullshit on the status quo. What's up? Welcome to another episode of the Clean Truth. I'm Don. I'm your host. We fired Red. She's gone. I'm just kidding. But I am by myself today. Before I get into the podcast, I want to make a little announcement. For those of you who haven't checked it out yet, go to cleaneats.com and check out the launch of the Alpha at 40 journal. That is a journal that I wrote a couple months ago. The purpose of that was to help older men in their late 30s, early 40s with diet, training, and nutrition tips. It's free, doesn't cost anything. You just go in, put your email in, sign up, and it'll send one to your email. It's nothing like the information that's in this journal is just trials, tribulations of my own experiences. Nothing in there is rocket science. It's not information that's going to be, kind of make your head pop off and say, ooh, that's something new I've never heard before. But I think it's going to give guys who don't really know how to take that first step in a direction to go. That's what I'm hoping that it helps them with, is just giving them a little bit boost along the way and helping them get started. And for the guys who have been doing it for a while, I don't know, maybe they'll learn something of what I've done and can take theirs to the next level. Today's episode, it's going to be a Q&A episode, a question and answer. We haven't done one of these in a while. We did one a while back, and it was pretty good. We have an email associated to the Clean Eats website, and it's info@cleaneats.com. So that's why I wanted to do this episode, is because we get questions on there all the time about all kinds of random things, whether it be Clean Eats Kitchen, diet-related questions. We get training questions on there. I mean, some of the stuff that comes through there it's all over the board. It's all over the place. And then myself, I'm starting to get questions about that on my own Instagram, which is great. I like it. It's something that I enjoy doing, is helping people with those things. So I thought, why not do another Q&A episode? I got some really good responses. I put something on Instagram this morning and asked everybody to, submit a question if they had one, and I got a really good response. So thank you guys for that. So I think this will be pretty good. I got some pretty good ones here that I'm going to answer. So I'm going to dive right into number one. And the first question that I got this morning is, will Clean Eats ever get an app? My quick answer is no. I just don't see us doing an app. We just redid our complete new, a brand new website at cleaneats.com. If you go on, you'll notice small changes. We completely just rebuilt the whole site. I do have some things in the works from a technology standpoint of what we're going to work on with that. And I'm going to improve the mobile version of the website to where it'll function similar to an app, but it'll give us a little bit of flexibility to come up with new educational tools to put on there for you guys to use. And I'm pretty excited about it. It's going to take a little time, and I'm going to keep them a little bit of a secret here. But there's some new things coming down the pipeline with the new website. But as far as an app, no, I don't really think we'll ever do an app per se. Number two is, will Clean Eats Kitchen ever ship to the West Coast? Quick answer, yes, and it's coming very soon. Our West Coast distribution center is under construction. I'm hoping that we will have it up and running by mid-December. So all of you guys who email us and message us on Instagram and Facebook asking about, do we ship to the West Coast? It is coming, and it's coming very quickly. So look out for that. I'm pretty excited about it. It'll be a good thing. Number three. Will there ever be a franchise on the West Coast? Yes, that is also coming very soon. A little strategy behind how we've grown the franchise is we started from Wilmington and worked our way out. We've always focused on areas east of the Mississippi from a managerial standpoint. When we started doing this a couple years ago, we always said that we wanted to grow responsibly. We didn't want to have to jump on an airplane and fly out to California and have a franchisee who was out there by herself or herself and us not be able to support them or get, food to them and things like that. But now that we've grown, we've expanded our team, we have a good development company behind us, We're going to expand past the river. I think we just signed a new franchise in Colorado. So coming to the West Coast. So be on the lookout for that. And if you're interested, shoot me a message and we'll get that ball rolling. Number 4. I could go down a rabbit hole with this one, but I'll keep it a little PG. As PG as I can anyway. What are your thoughts on keto? I think it's fucking stupid. That's my 2 cents. That's how I feel about it. You know, there's another guy online that I follow, Seth Ferrocci, just did this whole keto experience, and I thought it was pretty funny the way he did it, and the take that he did it. He experimented with it and had some jokes and had a good time with it, and I enjoyed it. But my opinion, I would agree with him wholeheartedly, is that it's too all over the board, man. There's too many rules behind it. It's not sustainable. I don't give a damn what anybody's out there preaching. For the average person living a normal, healthy life, trying to live every day on a keto diet is not sustainable. I just don't care what argument anybody's going to come at me with. Now, there is a thing called medical grade keto for people who have to eat like that, who have medical conditions that are forced to eat that way. And then there's guidelines within that keto diet that make it medical grade keto. That I absolutely agree with, and there's a lot of science behind it. We have been participating in a research study behind it. So on that side of that spectrum, I do agree with that. Now, on the other side, I don't. We do keto meals. We offer keto meals. I think they're really good. I eat them. Now, are they really true keto meals? I'm going to get 6 different answers in that. I don't enjoy the keto diet. Like, I don't believe in staying in ketosis and doing all of that shit. That's just my opinion. You know, I'm gonna get some slack for that. People are gonna email me and message me and go, "I can't believe you said that." You asked my opinion on it. That's what I gave you. I don't agree with. I just don't like it. I just think there's a lot of crap behind it. There's too many rules. There's not enough shit behind it to back it. I just don't. I mean, I'm a firm believer in that the old-fashioned 30-30-40, a balanced, healthy diet with proteins, carbs, and fats. That's just me. Number 5. How was Squattober and will you do Deadcember? Squattober was great. I had a little bit of a different approach to it this year than I did last year. I skipped some days. I know I wasn't supposed to do that. Some of the days that I did skip, I was forced to. I was on the road, just couldn't get it in. I did the air squats, some of them. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Some days I just flat out skipped. Sue me. I don't know what else to tell you. But I think it helped me, honestly, a little bit. You know, I got a lifetime PR at the end of it, 500 pounds. I was pretty proud of that. So it went pretty well. Will I do Deadcember? No. I hate deadlifting. It's my weakest lift. I have no desire to do it. And then the other reason for that, quite frankly, is December is just a shitty month for me. You know, with the business and the brand and everything, we're kind of all over the place. The holidays, Yvonne and I tend to go home sometime around the beginning of December. I'm just not going to commit to it because I don't want to half-ass it either. So I haven't done it and probably won't. So number 6. I have a lot of back issues and it's hard for me to squat. How do I build big legs? The whole time I was competing in bodybuilding, I had the same issue. Except for me, it was kind of like I was psyching myself out. I was making the excuse that I had back issues when, you know, it probably would have helped me a while, but I was just too scared of injury. I didn't want to get hurt before a show. So my advice would be just a lot of German volume training. That's how I train. That's how I built my legs up to get the size that I did get. And it worked very well. So I would look at some German volume training. What nutrition certification is the best? NASM is probably the best one. ISSA has a really good one. I've had that one before, so has Yvonne. Mine's been expired for probably 5+ years, probably longer than that. I think ACE has one. All of them have one. All of the online certifications have a nutritional certification that goes along with them. Are they nationally recognized? Are they going to get you a job anywhere? Shit, I don't know. I would encourage getting it if you are a personal trainer or something in that business, in that arena. The information's good to have. quite frankly, I thought about renewing mine just to kind of up my game and get a little new knowledge. So, yeah, I think it's worth it, and I think they're good. But NASM and ISSA would be the two best ones that I picked. Are you and Red really doing a triathlon next year? I'm going to leave that one up to my wife. I'm all in. If she can get her shit together and start training and get consistent. Scott's sitting here shaking his head no. We'll see. Red, if you're out there and you're going to listen to this, you're being called out, dude. Get your shit together. Let's do it. I'm going to do the sprint. Let's just put that out there. I ain't doing an Ironman or a half marathon or a half Ironman or any of that. I'll do the Wrightsville Beach sprint try. Nice and easy. Well, I shouldn't use that word easy. Whatever. You going to do it? You should do it too. Number 9. What is your favorite podcast, and will you do the Clean Truth more often? Ooh, that's a good one. I'll answer the second part first. Will we do them more often? Yeah, I'd like to. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks since we put one out, and the reason for that is we just haven't had a good topic to do. I haven't had anything relevant that I wanted to talk about or any good educational things, funny things, lifestyle-related things that I felt would make a good episode. I actually got the idea to do this one as I was answering some emails and messages last night. I actually kind of recorded one. Me and Scott sat here and recorded one yesterday, and I decided to scrap it. I thought it was kind of half-assed, and I just didn't want to put that out there. So, yeah, I mean, we would like to. But the Clean Truth for me and what it means to me is, you know, I don't sit here and put it out, you know, on a schedule. Like I need to put one out every week or, you know, the mission isn't to go out and get it a top-ranked podcast. The mission is just to put information and things out there, whether it's fitness-related, nutrition-related, business-related, when things are relevant. And when I think it's going to be helpful, we'll do one and I'll put one out. If the podcast ever gets ranked, great. If it doesn't, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. It's more of an educational tool versus anything else. So, but yes, I would love to do them more often if my schedule allows it and that sort of thing. What is my favorite podcast? Right now, since Andy Frischella stopped doing the MFCEO, I'm probably going to say it's either Ryan Mickler's Order of Man or the TNT podcast with Sal Frischella and Brian Teach. I'm really good friends with those guys, and I think their podcast is really good. Although they don't put one out consistently. I think they do it the same way. You know, when they've got something relevant to put out, they'll do one, and you know, 9 times out of 10, they do a kick-ass job with it. It's really good. The information on there is incredible. So if you haven't checked those two out, go check them out. Number 10, I know who asked this. Scott, I think this actually got sent to yours, and I know who sent it. It said, "Why is Don an asshole?" That would be my wife. I'm an asshole because she makes me an asshole. Is that good enough? I'm going to leave that one there so I don't get myself in trouble. What is the best-selling Clean Eats meal? Ooh. The best-selling Clean Eats meal. I would say in the cafes, it's hands down the Build Your Own Bowls. Always has been. As far as meal plan meals, a very close second is always the Arnold. I would say those two are kind of neck and neck as far as being the number one. Even on the Clean Eats kitchen menu, it's always been the Arnold wrap. I think we moved it and we changed it up a little. Now it's the Arnold Bowl on the Clean Eats kitchen menu because it just tastes better. You know, when you get it, it's kind of hard to heat a frozen wrap. But it's always been killer. It's always been great. I would have to say it's one of those two. How did you and Yvonne get into the meal prep game? My quick answer to that is go listen to episode 1 because we explained it in that episode. But quick rundown, we were just two gym rat meatheads, and ironically, before we even met each other, we were both doing the same thing. We were cooking meals at our house and doing our own kind of meal prep. She was doing it for personal training clients, so was I. And myself, you know, every Sunday and Wednesday was kind of meal prep day in containers. This was 12 years ago. So that's how we got into it. But go listen to episode 1. We get into a lot of detail on how that came to be. So it's a pretty good episode. I think I know what this person is asking, and the question was, what are my thoughts on greens? And I think they're referring to the greens powder. I love it. I personally am not a veggie fan. I don't like to eat them. I will, but I'm not a fan of it. So I don't typically tend to get my veggie intake of what I'm supposed to. But every day, like clockwork, I go home and I mix up First Form's Opti Greens and Opti Reds, and I'll mix like a superfoods powder in with it and drink it. Sometimes I'll do it twice a day, depending on if I have access to it. But yes, I mean, that is a staple in my daily routine, is that greens powder. It helps with my stomach. I've had recently, in the last 8, 9, 10 months, I've had a lot of issues with stomach bloating, cramping, gas bubbles, that whole 9 yards. And when I started being really consistent on drinking these greens with reds and that superfoods powder, that died down a lot. So I'm not a very big over-the-counter supplement kind of guy. I don't like to take a lot of them anymore, especially since I quit competing. But the greens are definitely a staple. I'd never not have those around me. Number 14. How do you guys figure your macros? Ooh. I know on the Clean Eatz Kitchen meals, those are backed and checked by the USDA. We have a USDA inspector on site. We have to have all of our labels approved with all of the ingredients. They double check all the macros, all of that sort of thing. So we're back there on that front. On the franchise side, on the cafe meals and stuff like that, Yvonne has a software that does it for her. So we're not in there with tablets and notebooks doing the 449 method on our food by any means. We have a software that figures them for us. And if you guys ever want to know or want to learn how to figure macros, reach out to me, reach out to Yvonne or somebody on our team. We'd be glad to help. Or shoot us something on Instagram. I'll give you a really quick rundown on how to do that. It's a lot simpler than what a lot of people figure it is. Everybody wants to make it out to be like it's a big scientific equation, and it's not. It's very simple. Number 15, what is my favorite Christmas dessert? The only dessert that I think I really even like or enjoy to eat around Christmas time is cookies. I mean, I would eat a cookie with dog shit on it. So my favorite Christmas dessert is cookies. You name it, you name the flavor, I'm in. And anybody that wants to send me Christmas cookies, shoot me a DM. I'll give you my address, send you a hat and a t-shirt we'll trade out for some cookies. Number 16, this is a good one. When gaining mass and you get to a point where you're eating a ton and no longer gaining weight, what do? It's a good question, but it's a loaded question because there's a couple different answers. I would say if you're in fairly decent shape and you plateau and you're not eating weight, you need to up your caloric intake. Eat more. That's what it is. I would say if your body mass index is a little out of control and you're a little soft and getting a little out of shape and you're getting pudgy, man, I would say cut back and try to kind of do a yo-yo. Cut the food intake back and lean out a little bit. Trick your body into doing it again. I know that's kind of a quick, generic answer, but that's the direction that I would point somebody that is having that issue to do. I'm actually kind of going through that right now. But I flipped the script on myself a long time ago. I've been trying to lose weight for 2 years, and it's gotten actually tougher because my body adapted to being, 212 pounds, 215 pounds. So even for me to get down to 200 right now is kind of a struggle. It's not as easy as it used to be when I turned 40, but so I battle with the opposite problem. I'm battling with that cutting my caloric intake down. I still have that old school mentality of I like to eat like a bodybuilder still, even though I ain't doing it. I'll still eat 4 or 5 of our meals a day, even though they're higher carb meals, even though knowing in the back of my head I shouldn't be doing it. I was kind of joking around with Ben this morning that I needed to look into going on a tighter diet than just grabbing 4 or 5 of our meals that have, 35, 40 grams of carbs in them and eat some of those keto meals that I was just talking about earlier. They're actually really good. But to you keto fuckers, you keto police, you guys crack me up. You're almost as bad as the vegans and vegetarians. But I love you guys. Number 17. This is another good one. How do I find good employees? How do I answer this one? I would say a good guy gave me some advice one time when I asked him the same question. And he said that no matter what, people want 2 things. They want money and they want recognition. And it's not a bad thing. Neither one is a bad thing. Employees want to be paid well and they want to be recognized when they do a good job. So I would say that you start with those 2. If you pay them well, you acknowledge them when they do a good job, and you hold them accountable, you're going to have a good employee. Now, if they don't fit the bill on any of those 3, you're going to find out real quick. Let them go. You keep grinding until you find somebody that fits the bill on all 3 of those. We've gotten really lucky lately, and we have a really good staff. The people that work for the franchise company are great. The employees at the cafes are great. I think we do a pretty good job taking care of them. If I could improve one thing, I'll put myself on blast here. If I could do one thing that we don't do enough of is team building events. We're always really, really busy, and I don't think that we take time out enough of our own schedule to get everybody together just to socialize and get to know each other outside of work. So that's one thing I would like to work on for us. But to answer your question, I would stick with those 3. Pay them well, hold them accountable, and acknowledge it when they do a good job. And when they don't do a good job, let them know and let them know why. I think that's equally as important to me. Oh boy. When I typed this out a minute ago, I knew I was saving the best 3 for last, so we're going to get into some shit here. What are your thoughts on the new Netflix series, The Game Changers? I don't even know where to start here and keep it professional. It's fucking retarded. It's just stupid. This is going to be the other fad. What was that one that they just came out with a year ago? It was the same type of documentary where they were trying to frickin' get people to not eat meat. That's all it is they're vegans and vegetarians trying to go after big food distributors and animal rights and the whole 9 yards, which, hey, I'm all for. I'm all for animal rights, but I saw this the other day and just laughed. I mean, come on, people. You guys are stretching for it, man. Number 19, why does Clean Eatz not use organic foods? This is a good one. This is a really good question, and I've been trying to figure out a way to do a podcast on this that would not offend people, and I can't fucking figure it out. So I'm not going to do a food podcast on food labeling, but I will go on a little rant here. You foodies that get wrapped up in this food labeling shit, it drives me insane. It's drove Yvonne and I insane since the day we started doing this. We have made it a point, and always will and always have, to make the food that we serve at Clean Eatz available to every diet and lifestyle and dietary need across the board. But we do not believe in foods being completely all organic unless you go out to Farmer's Fred and pick it right out of the fucking ground yourself. It's the only way you're going to get it. If you think you're going to Harris Teeter, Schnucks, Shop and Save, any damn grocery store, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and you're getting true organic cheese nips or whatever the fuck you're trying to get, you're wasting your money. You are literally wasting your money. The laws and the regulations on food labeling are a fucking joke. They're a joke. They always have been. Will we use true organic foods? Yeah, when we can get them. When we can get them. And I have no problems with people eating organic or eating, grass-fed, cage-free, whatever kind of bullshit label you want to put on your food. I have no problems eating that, with people eating it. And it's not that I don't agree with it, but I don't agree with how companies are putting these labels on their food because there's no regulation. The regulation behind it is a joke. It's just insane. And the general public is so naive on it, and they will never, ever change their mind because they're brainwashed to think a certain way. So we don't use any food labeling terms like that, and we never will. Do we have it available? Absolutely. But I'll never market it that way. I hope that answered that question the best that I could. Number 20, the last question that I have. What makes Clean Eatz different from any other meal prep company? Ooh. Benjamin, that was your question. It's easy, man. And it goes into the last question that I just answered. It's that our brand and our food, we can fit any dietary need or lifestyle across the board. We can customize anything to any lifestyle. That's what makes us different, man. We don't put flashy labels on our shit. Now the new thing is there's a couple meal plan companies out there advertising that they have this or that as far as like, that they're inspected by the state and they have all these HACCP plans and all of this other high fandango scientific shit that they think that their customers are going to think is impressive. Well, I got news for you. They're not the only ones. If meal plan companies are shipping food to whether it's retailers or anything else and they're wholesaling food, if they're not under inspection by the USDA, they're illegal. I'm going to put it out there like that. How's that? So we're not flashy. Our brand has never been flashy. What is important to us is portion control, keeping our food down. I always say like kind of down the center of that food spectrum. We have options for vegetarians. We have options for vegans. We have options for paleo people. We have gluten-free options for people. We can add protein to our meals. We're very laid back and we're customizable to the customer and what their needs are. I think that's what makes us different. We have an option for everybody. Now that Clean Eatz Kitchen is up and running and it's been going good for the last 2 years, we can ship meals to your house. If you're not around a franchise location, you can have Clean Eatz meals delivered to your house. If you have a franchise location that's located near you, you can order fresh meals, go pick them up for the week. You can eat in the cafe. You can grab a smoothie. And I'm also introducing a new line, hopefully to some college universities soon. It'll be the Clean Eatz Express model. It'll be kind of like a non-traditional model where it's just grab-and-go coolers. You can come in, grab food, grab a smoothie, and go. There won't be a restaurant in there. So over the years, we've kind of tried to accommodate every need that we could think of with our brand, and I think that's what makes us different. We're not focused on just the gym rat alone. I want everybody to be able to enjoy our food, and all the way from little kids all the way up to senior citizens. So that's what makes us different from everybody else. All right, guys, that's all I got. I hope I answered some questions. I hope some of you got a laugh out of some of it. If you have any more questions, you can find me on Instagram. But talk to you next time. Well, there you have it. That's our 2 cents, and that's our clean truth. For more information on Clean Eatz, visit www.cleaneatz.com. To find Yvonne and I on social media, on Instagram, I'm Don_Varady, Varady. To find Yvonne, it's just Yvonne Varady, all lowercase. Thank you. Have a great day, guys.